Davonzo, Post Malone.
Marco Davonzo. That's a fun name.
It's a great name, isn't it?
When I say I got your B, I mean your back. Just
Oh.
so we're clear.
I thought
We're
it was
live.
something else.
We're
We're live.
And,
Where's the
and
music?
I forgot to hide us.
What
Listen,
about
guys?
the-
It's been a really long time.
Has it? Don't you?
For me.
Oh.
I got your B.
Oh.
For B is for boils.
What a bop. What a bop. Yeah.
I got your bop.
What a bop. What a bop. What a bop. What a bop.
Who's your boppy?
Oh wait, we're live. This isn't a jam sesh, you guys.
No.
My tea's gone. Now it's here. Whoa, it's happening.
Tea's gone. The fade did not work.
I just get to let my hair down now that you're back, and I'm not running the ones and twos. I'm not manning the boards. I've got my amazing editor Andrew Carlson overseeing the whole thing. Thanks, Andrew Carlson, for editing. The Comics Place presents a perfectly acceptable podcast. It's about comic books from the cradle of nerddom civilization, the Pacific Northwest, where in very few times from now, we'll be having the Emerald City Comic Convention. But before then, we'll be having other conventions and things like Comics Pro. We'll be going to that. We gather here to suckle at the teat of the stone sort of statue of comic inspiration, nerd lore, and what we know about comics is that they ultimately inspire pop culture. So it is the teat with which pop culture is nourished. And the three of us run a comic book shop in the cradle of civilization, making sure that teat's always ready. I'm Jeff.
You got this. I'm Django. That's my buddy Jeff, who's really good at just talking off the top of his whatever that thing is.
I started thinking about like Aztec civilizations and a giant stone breast that was like kind of dripping Jack Kirby inspiration with which
I like it. I approve.
We all like it.
And we're joined by
Roman.
Who? Where? Yeah.
Hey, Roman. Hey, Roman, it's good to have you back. Hey, Django, where were you? Where you want to tell your friends where you were?
I was in New Orleans.
Oh my!
I was hanging out in New Orleans,
Oh
and I was having a really good time listening to music and eating salty food.
Django,
it was delicious.
When you used to go and do that, I feel like you oftentimes would have a companion graphic novel that you would get read. Did you bring anything? Are you mostly bringing issues nowadays, or do you have like travel graphic novels still?
This time I brought issues, just the week's comics. I didn't have a lot of time to read this round. Hanging out, doing a lot of hanging out, Mardi Gras stuff. We got to help prepare for a parade, which is a wild experience. And
okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, here's one shot for you. Shout out Andre Boren, your brother, who's got a pretty cool son. Is he at a spot where you can get him into superheroes yet?
Luke?
Yeah,
Luke
or
is
only if they're shark themed.
All about Star Wars.
Okay.
If it's not Star Wars or Legos, he's not super interested in it right now.
Fortunately, those two things overlap and exist together.
Yeah. Also, that kid will wear the heck out of Incredibles pajamas. So,
yeah. I get it. I'm wearing Incredibles pants right now as we're going into it. You know what's important for our listeners and viewers to know at this point about episode 418 of the Perfectly Acceptable Podcast is that we are buying time for our man William Elmer, kind of correspondent out on the street, field reporter, to get us a report in. So. Look for that in a moment's time, friends.
Do you want me to tell you something funny that happened to me while we wait for him, or you got something up your sleeve?
Oh man, if you have like a caged comedy bit for our viewers, and I know they're not viewers, so we'll table that for now.
I did have a weird experience. We were at a super divey bar, watching people play Romanian, Balkan rock and roll jazz music. And there was it was full of crust punks. So it was it was a pretty wild place.
Django, at the
And,
beginning of your story, we had 19 viewers, and now we have 5.
we're down to 5. It's pretty
So,
impressive. Oh, we got 6, 5. Dang it.
What did you do? You said you had a funny anecdote.
Yeah, I watched these two people braid somebody's hair together, and so there
Okay.
was like 2 people attached by a braid of hair that they couldn't get undone, and
Okay.
the bartenders there were just like these 2 tough as nails, seen everything you can imagine chicks who were, like they've seen stabbings and shootings and et cetera, et cetera.
As you do.
They were standing there watching these people try to get untangled. Down to 2 viewers, by the way.
Yeah,
Try
you
to watch
killed us,
people
bud.
get untangled like they'd never ever seen this one thing before. I loved it. All right, down to 1. Did Will send us something?
Thing. You're talking to our friend, probably Craig Mueller. Okay, so it's good to have Django back.
Yeah, where was the funny part?
Oh, I got derailed. I'm sorry. Hey, we're back up to 5. I'll be over here if you guys need me.
It's because I'm back. Hey, listen, what's kind of big comic news stuff that's happened in the last minute, you guys?
You
You want to talk absolute reprints, Django?
Oh man, they're doing a bunch of absolute reprints.
I saw that on Reddit after you called me about it.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're doing it in a funny way. They're like, just to bring people behind the scenes a little bit, down to 1 again. They're doing it weird. Jeff, you should talk.
Okay, I got a call out for our Facebook viewers and listeners and on YouTube. So DC is reprinting, putting a whole bunch of additional prints of the absolute issues of the core titles be available for comic stores to order again. That's kind of a shift in the industry because generally comic books are in the same way that I want to sell all of the comics that I order in my comic shop. The publishers and distributors want to run out as well. But to be openly keeping a bunch of prints back and availability for comic stores to order for people makes me curious. How many listeners or viewers feel like there's holes in their collections of those absolute issues that they need filled from additional printings? Or do you think that there is interest in buying additional printings of these in the sense of alternate covers, collectability? Sometimes other printings become rare. Do other people want these absolute additional printings? And if so, tell me, because I'm trying to decide if I'm going to order them from the store or not.
I mean, I feel like we do get a lot of people coming in and grabbing them, people that we haven't seen, people who just want to kind of read it in issue format. I don't think that it's all completists who need one of every single printing.
Right.
But that's got to be some of it.
In that same batch of additional printings that were put on FOC last week, they did a 3rd printing of the All-In special, which I had ordered because that
nice.
seems at least indifferent than the absolute issues. It's kind of like a perennial thing, it's that first appearance of those characters and whatnot. So that seems like a thing. Roman, how do you feel about reprints? And you've been doing comic book retail for a long time, days of Death of Superman and stuff. The idea of needing additional prints and ordering them, is that something you all used to have to do? Did they even ever worry about it?
Somewhat. I mean, I think it's like Django said. I mean, we get a lot of names I haven't seen before that aren't subs that want reprints of the 2nd, 3rd, whatever issues, individual issues. In the old days, we didn't have quite as many choices on the reprint, so it's just whatever 2nd, 3rd, whatever printing you could get is what you could get. But there was a lot of it though, and also part of the reason because then you didn't have as many collections coming up and coming out as quickly. So if you want to wait for a collection, you might have to wait 3 years.
Yeah, I mean, Roman
That's
was
true.
reading The Death of Superman before trade paperbacks were really even a twinkle in Stanley's eye.
I was reading The Death of Iris West when Professor Zoom killed her.
Oh,
Oh my gosh, Lois Lane's coming through.
I've got an urgent transmission from the field. Our Comics Place Presents Perfectly Acceptable reporter out on the street has sent us a transmission. Let's see what field reporter William Elmer has to say.
Hello and happy episode number 418, my friends. Listen, we all know why we're here.
Yeah.
We all know why we're reading comics.
Yeah.
Nostalgia.
Oh.
Right? You guys read comics to try and stay connected with your youth as we all loom into dive deep into a midlife crisis. At least that's what I do. I assume so. Also recently, to do that same thing, to scratch that same itch, I started buying and ripping open packs of sports cards, putting them in little sleeves, putting them in binders, trying to collect them all. It's fun. And it made me wonder, it's making me feel youthful again.
Mhm.
What else do you guys do to scratch that nostalgia itch besides reading comics? What do you do to make yourself feel young again? Turn up. Love you guys. Awesome.
Turnips love you guys. William Elmer, thank you so much for sending that email question into the Comics Please Presents Perfectly Acceptable podcast. If you, dear listener and viewer, would like to contribute to this podcast in the same way that Will does, you can send an email of a written text or a voice recording like that attached to jeff@thecomicsplace.com. But yes, nostalgia and the teat of nostalgia with which we are nourished as a bunch of soft indoor boys from our childhood. I did it. I killed us down to 0.
0 viewers.
Nostalgia. It's incredibly important. It is why we do a whole bunch of this stuff. Django, I know your answer, but I'll tell you, in the last year, what I've gotten super, super into has been Gundam model kits, which I was really into as a little kid. For some reason, Walmart in Colville, Washington would get cheap Gundam plastic model kits, actual legit ones. So I would get those and do them. I was always disappointed how poorly they looked compared to the images. And now that I'm an adult, I can actually start doing all the things necessary to make them look really good. But that's been a very fun childhood thing. But Django and I do a thing where even I think in our nostalgic playgrounding, we find things that serve an ulterior purpose.
Yeah, I'm going to cast Legos out from my answer. I'm going to say I can't say Lego.
Good, because that was the no-brainer.
Yeah, I think for me, it's, I don't know, like muscles, collecting the little muscle figures.
Oh, I thought you meant working out.
No, that's not. No. Jeff,
sorry.
What do you think I am?
Yeah.
Yeah. The little muscle action figures, my buddy Ron started collecting them and started passing them off to me, and holding those things transports me back to being a child. If I had a little more bandwidth, I'd probably also start collecting Garbage Pail Kids. But really, it's Legos and movies are the only other things I do that aren't related to the store kind of stuff.
Like 4 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, I, for about a year, was into like trying to get into sports cards as well. And we ordered some for the store, and they were a terribly unsuccessful thing. It's like hard as an industry to like make money on sports cards or to get really valuable ones. Like it's scarce. You have to pay a ton for them. And like, they're probably not valuable. It's like, that was sort of my ultimate, like, this is kind of a racket. I may as well be trying to get Pokemon. Roman, what about you in nostalgia? How do you engage?
It's shows and stuff. Godzilla. I mean, because Godzilla movies, for the most part, aren't objectively good. But the ones I first saw back in the 70s, Godzilla versus Megalon, not even one of the better Godzilla movies. But I love that movie because it takes me right back to being like, I don't know, 7 years old and seeing it on TV the first time.
I got you a bag of Godzilla things from Japan.
You did? Yes.
There were some cool things in there.
Those Godzilla chopsticks are awesome.
Excellent.
His tail is the whole chopstick.
Yeah, nostalgia, right? Like, we like to engage with things that remind us of being a kid because life is simpler when you're a kid, but also like when you're a kid, your relationship with things is not at all encumbered by your relationship with the world and like the mechanisms and machinations that you use and develop to get through everyday society, which can sometimes reduce your individuality and uniqueness and make you a poo chow. All
right. Well, Craig's still watching.
So being able to engage with things in that way, it's hard to do, but keeping it alive, that is sort of it's like a kind of a drug. We peddle that drug.
Yeah. Comics, man. I don't really need much more.
Except for movies. You're a big movie man.
I do like movies.
Okay.
Keep
well,
moving.
Speaking of comics and that being the reason for the season, which I think we can all agree, oh my gosh, it's almost Valentine's Day. The actual season.
It's true.
Oh, you guys are my bottoms times. Where do you want to kick it off this week? We got comics that have the word knight in it. We have comics that have ultimate in it. We have KO titles, absolute books, so many things. Where would you like to take us this week, my gentle giants?
I think we should start with Boss Battle.
Oh, let's start with DCKO Boss Battle. This one written by Jeremy Adams, who's been doing more and more stuff at DC lately. I believe he's been kind of championing some of the Green Lantern stuff of the main DC line, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Yeah. Isn't he writing? Yeah, I believe you.
In a world where DCKO was like, let's combine a bunch of just every hero and villain and just have them fight, and that's been pretty good. They were like, hold my beer. Let's go beyond just DC and start having multiversal beat 'em ups.
Yeah.
And I don't know how or why, but we've all been wondering what happens if the Joker and Annabelle from Annabelle fought, and Annabelle did better than I thought she would.
Yeah. Or what if Homelander and Superman hung out for a little while?
Yeah. So in this, we're getting people from like other IPs, which is pretty bizarre. What do you think they had to do? I guess like DC has done Mortal Kombat books. They've done crossover with Dynamite. There's currently that Harley Elvira book, or Harley Red Sonja.
Yeah, I mean,
you got Samantha from Beneath the Trees is in here, so that's IDW.
Yep. You got the Archie character. Like, I can't even imagine what the licensing thing was like for this, because it had to come together pretty quick. I was super disappointed when I found out that we were only going to get one issue that covers a whole bunch of battles with all these people, and I went into it with a little bit of a chip on my shoulder. But I think this is like the perfect cotton candy interlude for DCKO. Like, just let me hang out with each of these duos for 5 pages, 7 pages, and that doesn't mean anything in the long run.
That's exactly right, dude. It's the kind of thing that, especially when you get one shots like this, that can be oversized. And like, me, I'm susceptible to getting burnt out by overly long comics. This one just had the perfect ease in, ease out time. It never really dragged anywhere, which is great, because that would be the worst case scenario for this book, to be like, ugh. Yeah. So, and then like the novelty of seeing these characters and that injection of novelty throughout it, I thought it was paced really well for being something that is cotton candy, like you said. Like, it's not substantive, but also silly and fun and nostalgia, and that's why we're here.
And like, did this happen to Samantha?
Samantha from Beneath the Trees?
From Beneath the Trees, where nobody sees.
Like, yeah, exactly, right?
What is this? Did this happen before the stuff that we've read? Is she going to survive the last issue of the new series?
We'll have to see if in the cliffhanger for Rites of Spring, or whatever that new one is, if this has clearly happened. Roman, what did you think about this? You've seen a lot of IPs crossover in the days.
I kind of had I went into it feeling more positive than by the time I finished. I was like, well, I don't know. I liked this Homelander Superman thing and the Wonder Woman Red Sonja. And I wanted more of each of those, and the rest I was like, like the Lex Luthor versus Samantha thing. I thought, well, that's silly. He's got his power armor. She wouldn't be able to do a thing against him.
Whoa.
The comic book, sir.
Well, she's just a bear.
Well, yeah, but she's a normal humanoid bear with a knife. I mean, he's got his power armor that he fights Superman with. He should have just incinerated her.
Okay. Can I make a pitch?
Please do.
Just because we know that DC watches our show.
We do.
The next time something like this happens, and you have a situation where you have to have someone like Lex Luthor, who's super powerful, fight someone who, according to Roman, is just a normal bear.
A humanoid bear.
There's nothing that says that Lex Luthor isn't 3 inches tall compared to Samantha.
That's
right?
True.
Well, except
the art, but when you cross the multiverse, who's to say that the scale should stay the same?
true.
That's some
But they
Wizard
did,
Magazine 90s comic book shit, Django. Hey,
Okay.
let me talk to you about being pedantic.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of Samantha the Bear, and I just wanted to mention that we got an email from listener and customer of our comic shop, Rob Scafidio, not long ago, who had just said some kind things about the podcast, but he wanted to mention that it was right after we had done the episode where you guys were gushing about that issue of Beneath the Trees, Rites of Spring, which was so gushing that I also grabbed all the issues of that volume and have gotten caught up now so that I'll be able to read the last issue with you guys, because that was a real effective gush fest.
Nice.
But he said that he then went into the comic shop, bought it, and loved it. So, well done, you guys. That Beneath the Trees and this Sam Bear thing are real good.
Good comic.
Yeah, and DCKO Boss Battle, I thought it was a pretty good comic. If you don't want to, if you're willing to not get real pedantic and talk about, like, you know, Lex Luthor versus a bear, they gotta, and bears, like, you're trying to tell me that Barry, like, that's a murderous bear, dude.
Not being pedantic. It's like, give me more of the good stuff, not just a couple pages of a meaningless battle.
Can you imagine if that bear was in the power suit armor? Then we'd have a real ultimate
That would be awesome.
situation,
That'd be
right?
awesome.
Yeah.
You know what
Last
Roman
minute,
was
you got-
hoping for.
What
You
was he
wanted
hoping
more of Bug, right?
And
From the
Plastic
Micronauts?
Man?
No, Bug from. Never mind. This is going nowhere. I got nothing.
I don't know any movies about Annabelle. I do like the Sub-Zero reference in there. The Homelander thing was kind of silly. Yeah, Roman, you're right. The Samantha Strong thing, it doesn't really make any sense, and I'm honestly more confused about the rights acquisition for that character being in here
At first, I thought, yeah, that was. At first, I thought, does Warner Brothers, whoever owns DC now, they own all of this stuff?
Oh, right, Warner
No.
Brothers, and I bet Annabelle, Warner Brothers film stuff. Maybe.
I've never seen an Annabelle movie either.
Me neither. Yeah.
This
No,
is the
I think
most
we
Annabelle
just-
exposure I've ever had.
I feel like this is just like the perfect timing for all of this, because DC and Marvel had just done a super successful thing, and you
Yeah,
know,
we've been
like the
crossovers.
proof was in the pudding there.
Crossovers are very in vogue right now this year. I would say everybody get ready. Shared IPs after what's gone on with Marvel and DC in the last year doing those crossovers again. I think big shared IPs are a thing. I'm excited to hear what Roman's score for this book is. I am going to give Boss Battle an 8.0. I didn't think the art was super strong, but again, I think everything about this book is me being pleasantly surprised at like how not offensive it was.
I also give it an 8.0. I liked it a lot.
Plastic
Roman
Man-
Statler, you have to put a number to your feelings.
Plastic Man didn't get to do anything really.
He didn't get to do anything.
He stretched. He's stretching on the cover.
But nothing cool, stretchy. Man, I want to see more of this Superman Homeland. I want a whole issue of that. I want a miniseries of that.
Yeah.
God, I don't know. I'm gonna give it a. I'll give it a 7.
Okay. That's generous.
7
Yeah.
from Statler.
Hey, you guys, while we've been just spouting off this biblical nonsense to everybody, we got a question in the chat from our friend Nate McGarry Myers. He says, I have a question. Do you know if companies are going to make more single issue artist edition black and white 11x17 editions? They are great. So like the DC, I believe they're calling them work in progress, WIP. They did All-Star Superman #1 by Frank Quitely, and Absolute Batman #1 maybe got
Yep.
one.
Yep.
And it's different than the just giant treasury sized color ones, what they're also doing. But yeah, they do have both of these sized comics that are coming out that are enormous. I
And we were
agree.
getting them a while ago too, right? We got like a Walking Dead, and they did Hit 1979 or whatever that
yeah,
was.
you're
Like,
right.
Image did a handful of them a while ago.
Oni did them
Oni did
forever
some,
ago.
yeah.
Yeah, I have one. And I think they're very cool. I think that it is hard to market single issue books that are that size.
Yeah.
It's hard for comic shops to store them. They don't have a spine, so you can't really advertise it unless it's cover out. But I really like it. I'm a sucker for getting to see any artist's pencils and inks. And I told them specifically, like, that Frank Quitely one is my favorite issue that month.
So we can only hope, Nate.
We can only hope.
We can only hope.
Nate. My ladies and gentlemen's, well, let's go somewhere else, right?
Yeah.
DCKO, we wrapped up Night Fight this week, the DC KO tie-in that was kind of taking the place of Batman because he was killed at the beginning of DCKO. Spoilers for everything on this podcast. And this miniseries has seen him jumping from created fictional reality to created fictional reality of each one, kind of exemplifying what would happen if one of the different Robins had become Batman and kind of rules the city or something. And maybe it's all a cruel game by the heart of Darkseid or heart of Apocalypse, and the mechanic for what was actually moving him through it or how he beat things. I don't really understand it. But as far as what this issue consisted of, which was a lot of emotional character sort of family beats between Bruce and Damian and other Bat family people, this was my favorite issue of the miniseries, given it was able to provide those.
Yeah, I thought this was really good. I really, excuse me, I really enjoyed the Bruce having a family and being happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, ridiculous concept because Bruce is not a happy family man, but I enjoyed it nevertheless.
It's fuzzy. It's one of those issues where I'm like, I don't know if I want to like poke too hard at it because it might fall apart. But like, how long was he there? How much was time passing? What was all that like?
I mean, it's Heart of Hush, right? Or Heart of Apocalypse. So it doesn't matter. He was there for 3 days. That was 40 years.
Right. Yeah. I guess that's my question is, do we feel like he gained that many experiences and stuff? Like when he leaves here, is he going to have the memories of almost a lifetime, do you think?
Maybe. I've been reading these as if what we see on the page is what happens. Mm-hmm. So when it's disjointed for Bruce as well, but he's rolling with it. Kind of like an issue of Assorted Crisis Events or something.
Smash cuts,
but
yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah. I thought this miniseries was great just in exploring each of the Robins, you know, like in each reality that Batman went to, it's an extreme version of the characters, you know, of the Bat family and taken to extremes. And yeah, I think there was generally good character work for Batman done. Joshua Williamson has a tendency for me to, like, again, always say this, like, really like the plot beats and the overarching story, but the dialogue and page to page can be kind of tough. And this one, actually, I thought that like the family beats made it all engaging enough that it was good, didn't, you know, drag or anything. And yeah, I'm curious what you guys thought.
Art and story felt like some alternate reality version of a Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo joint.
Yeah.
This issue specifically. The other ones didn't so much, but even Dan Mora's art on this has a little Capullo to it.
Yeah, you're right. Roman, what'd you think of this old cat in the bag?
I really like the premise of it, that the Heart of Apocalypse puts Batman in this reality. Like you indicated, I don't think it holds up to too much scrutiny, because if that was the test to get Batman to admit he could be defeated, well, interesting choice to have it be in this way, because you could also just have him fight, I don't know, Ra's or Talia or something in some other situation.
Sure.
But yeah, it was fun seeing the grown-up Damian. I don't find grown-up Damian as interesting as like Tim or Dick.
Yeah, I mean, you always have to do a specific thing with him, like take him in a strong direction, right? Like now, there's the ambiguity of, is he going to be an asshole when he grows up, or is he going to get his stuff together? And when you do him as an adult, you have to have made the decision of where he went, right?
Yeah,
and that's just inherently less interesting.
Yeah, my favorite thing of this might be after the Jack Kirby's original Mother box, and then we get the Father box, I think, from Grant Morrison, maybe, and now we've got the Bat box.
Yeah.
Which is pretty sweet, with a bat on it.
Yeah, I am just a sucker for these, like you said, Django, like these Bruce getting to be happy issues. You know, I'll take that. Give me an Elseworlds where it's just Bruce getting this done. Yeah, I thought this was a pretty great issue for a pretty good miniseries.
Yeah.
I would say of DCKO, there's a variety of one-shots and tie-ins and stuff, but Night Fight has been the best mini series out of it.
Yeah. Blake wants to know if this is the one where Batman finally eats a hot dog.
Is that the one where I don't remember him encountering the hot dog in this, but everything is sort of orbiting around the hot dog when it comes to Batman these days, right?
And Blake.
Well, yeah, as well.
Blake's a hot dogman.
Well, yeah.
A hot dogman.
If you
if
I say I'm a hot dogman, I'm sure you'll agree.
There's ice cream in here, Blake, but no hot dogs. So you'll just have to stand by and hold tight. I would give this an 8.5 because it gave me feelings.
Oh, is that scary for you?
Yeah,
when you go to bed, you like sort of think about like, oh man, I really had some feelings today. Like that was crazy.
No, I don't dwell on it. I move on, Jeffrey, like any normal
like any normal adult. Right.
But I do have to respect the game of the comic that made me feel feelings.
Gotta respect the game.
It gets points for the effect that it had. Do not appreciate the effect, but it did it well.
I'm gonna say 8.5 as well. I loved the art. Mora is just incredible and one of the top tier artists in the entire industry right now. And I think the mini series as a whole gets an 8.5 as well.
Nice. Yeah. Roman?
I'm going to give it an 8.
Nice. My man.
Yeah. And Django, can you go back to the boss battle? I chickened out. I got scared. I didn't give it my true.
But yeah, you can really unleash your score on it.
My gut, it was actually 6.5.
Yeah. Yeah, buddy.
Oof.
Yeah.
Poor BB. Poor Samantha.
BB.
Hey, Django, I'm going to go grab myself a present that I forgot about. You lead the kids to water.
A little Prezi. Well, Roman, there was something that you read that we didn't read, and I'd like to hear about it. It's Thundarr the Barbarian. The reason I didn't read it is that I have no interest in reading this. So what can you tell us about this book?
Mike Cho cover. It captures that Jack Kirby. I think Jack Kirby, I didn't look it up, but I think he created Thundarr the Barbarian.
That makes sense.
Hanna-Barbera cartoons. And I vaguely remember him. Basically, Thundarr is like He-Man's little brother or something like that.
Okay.
I mean, thematically, not in continuity. But it's Kirby, I think, recycled the concept of Kamandi because it's thousands of years in the future after some great cataclysm. And there's animal humanoid beast people running around, and Thundarr's a slave, and he escapes, and he gets together with some buddies. That some of them are slaves, some are just weirdies, and they fight evil. And
it looks like there's a Statue of Liberty in the comic.
It's on the cover actually. I didn't even notice that. Yeah. Big Statue of Liberty. So yeah, it's basically Kamandi. It could be in the future of Kamandi, and they just haven't met yet. But it was a fun issue. There's like rat dudes are trying to escape, and they cross one of those bridges like over the canyon in Temple of Doom. It's all ropes and tiny slats, and they run horses across it. It's fun.
How was the interior art?
It was better than I expected. It's not as good as the cover. It's
right.
And that's what got me to read this. It's Jason Aaron is the writer.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. It's like, what?
Okay. Never mind.
He's writing Uncle Scrooge.
I would lead with that.
This. I kind of forgot. I buried the lead.
Yeah.
And the artist is, wow, Kuber Ball, which I don't know that name at all. But it's better than you would expect from a Dynamite comic like this.
It seems like this kind of line-wide, the Dynamite nostalgia 80s Hanna-Barbera cartoon stuff they've been doing has been pretty good. Like the Thundercats, Space Ghost, Captain Planet, all of that has been better than I expected.
What how many Commandees would you give it, Roman?
I would give it a good solid 7.5 Commandees.
All right.
Yeah.
I feel like I should apologize to Boss Battle on your behalf, but that sounds like a pretty good comic.
Yeah, it was fun.
Guys, Django.
Yeah, Jeff.
I don't know if everybody read this or not, Did either of the two of you guys read Night City?
I read Night City as I was setting us up to talk today, so it's fresh in this brain.
Okay, Roman,
is
did
that a
you read
Batman
it?
book? Is that a
No,
Batman book?
no.
Oh, I didn't read it then.
Okay. Well, this is a Dark Horse book from Matt Kent's little imprint there, Flux House. Matt Kent and David Lapham does the art in here. Matt Kent does the script, but he also does the colors, and David Lapham does, all the art. Aside from that, Matt Kent has been doing mini series and small stories in comic books for all of the 13 years that I've been working at the shop. And he kind of got, I think, kind of blew up with Mind Management originally.
Yeah.
And has just carried on to do a lot of different stuff. Grass Kings is a book that we loved. Django, you are pretty good and loyal about checking in with most miniseries he releases at this point.
I would say if Matt Kent wrote it and it's not bad idea, I probably read it. And if it is bad idea, I might have read it. This feels similar to some of the other stuff that he's been writing, because it's all been very meta, where like you're reading a comic book about a guy who is a character who's inside of a book that's being read by a guy in a comic book that's being written by you, or whatever. And this has kind of that same vibe. It starts out as kind of a mix between right before Irredeemable, so just before the Superman character turns, sort of mixed with Astro City, where you're getting the feelings of the Superman character and how hard it is for him to have a relationship, how hard it is for him to even sleep, the math he has to do, where if he sleeps, 300 people die, right? And so you start feeling bad for this character, and then he wakes up and he's just a dude. And then that dude falls asleep and he's a superhuman. And like, I don't know if we're supposed to know exactly which is the real person, which is a real character at this stage. But I really like that sort of back and forth. Nothing quite makes sense in either world. And the art, this is really strange to me, because
it's strange art.
I read a lot of David Lapham and I really like his art. I think he does great in black and white. He does great when he's colored, but this looks like Matt Kent, but nothing like Matt Kent. And I think a lot of the colors, like the colors, are doing a lot of that.
Yeah, the colors gives it a strong Matt Kent vibe, even though a lot of that is kind of like Tyler Jenkinsy as well, who didn't have anything to do with this. I found the David Lapham art, and maybe in part due to Matt Kent's coloring, but just kind of like hard to parse. A lot of the colors, it's kind of watercolory, and they're all in a sort of similar hue, where there's a lot of pages of kind of visual noise for me. So, and I'm not historically a huge David Lapham fan. So in this, like, it's got a little bit of that Twilight Zone, like the kid can change reality, so you got to keep him happy. Like this superhero, when he falls asleep, he becomes susceptible to being hurt, where he's invulnerable outside of that. And like when he's asleep, when he wakes up, he's changing reality a little bit. So like as you're reading this and it's getting confusing and things are shifting, it's because that's actually happening. And at the end, we learn that like his arch nemesis has found that he's weak while he's sleeping. So he's going to try and get him to like change reality into him thinking that he never existed. So it'll be like murder without murder. It's very meta and out there.
It's awesome. I like, just huge high concept nonsense. It's awesome.
Yeah. Most of his work has a sort of stable that it's living in, this meta stuff and experimenting, which I am a huge fan of. I guess if anything, I would like the art to have been a little bit clearer, but I do like that it does have the Matt Kent art vibe to it, even though he didn't do it.
Yeah, I'd love a little more contrast in the art. And I think it really is the colors, because when you read Lapham's art, normally like it's
better black and white because it's starker.
Yeah, and this is kind of confusing colors, and maybe it's partly on purpose,
Yeah.
because it's a confusing story to go along with the colors. So
Yeah, Kyle Northrup was mentioning Matt Kent's art and not loving his art with colors. I did love the Grass King stuff. So when Tyler Jenkins was doing those gorgeous watercoloring in that, but it also is like it's watercolor. It's thin. It's out there. Django, what'd you give Night City #1?
I give Night City #1 a 9.0.
Okay, I gave it an
It's probably-
8.5.
Nice.
Nice. Hey, Roman.
Jeff?
Absolute Superman has become this book that you love, which is awesome because the Absolute line, you haven't been anti it, but you had your a healthy degree of pessimism about it as it started. And
Yes,
now
I did.
this Absolute Superman has become, I believe, your favorite of the Absolute line, although you love Batman as well, and has become your favorite Superman book coming out. Is that accurate?
I think so. It's just slightly above Mark Waid's, whichever title he's writing of Superman.
Action.
This is a little bit above that, and yeah, it's always between this and Wonder Woman, which is my favorite Absolute book.
Oh, right. That one.
Yeah. And this is another great issue. It's just another great issue where he meets Absolute Hawkman, who it turns out, spoilers, has been around since, I guess, the Absolute World Universe's golden age, because he became Hawkman in the 40s and met other superheroes, Absolute superheroes back then.
Yeah, he's a real butthole.
Yeah, but is he wrong?
No, you're right.
No,
well,
no.
but he's a little bit. He's like, we're Superman. Superman's like, we got to save people. He's like, no, respect me and talk to me. He's like, I'm not gonna do that because I got to save some people. Priorities.
There's a lot of that going on in comics right now.
Yeah, you're right. Priorities.
Gotta
Django.
reflect the real world, the real America.
And although it is a little janky at times, the Juan Ferreira art is spectacular.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It's so gorgeous, and his Brainiac at the end is disturbing. But there's a page in here where it's just a full splash page of Superman getting thrown through buildings and crashing through it, and it's like a cutaway.
Yeah.
And I just turned to that page and I was like, this is glorious. On the next page is Parasite, huge. And like this guy's architecture and cities are amazing. And the coloring is fantastic. And I believe he does all of that.
Yeah. Really,
And
really
flashback
good.
art was great.
Yeah,
This page is so Kirby'd out. There's a Superman flying towards the camera, and when I got to that page, I was like, this is the most like Kirby dynamism I've seen in a comic in a long time. It's just out there. Sorry, Roman.
Yeah, even the opening pages with the flashback to Hawkman's origin, and they're going down this rappelling down this vertical shaft to a burial chamber. The detail, the hieroglyphics, and you're trying to see in the shadows and the alcoves what these objects are and everything. It's like, wow, this is really cool. I want a comic just of Carter Hall archaeologist.
That scratched a real Indiana Jones itch for me.
Ooh, I bet.
Yeah. And Perry White being Jack Kirby, also awesome.
Yep. Yeah, he totally was Jack
Like,
Kirby, even down to the quote. Yeah, but he's
comics will break your
or
news
whatever
will break your heart or whatever.
Yeah, it's spectacular book. I really like this artist. I hope he's on more issues than not. So that's really, really good. Yeah, the coloring is really gorgeous. I guess the only thing is it seems like such a drastic course correction right now for like how humanized he's become compared to where he was like in issue 6.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot of like a drastic change in behavior.
Well, he's not just fighting, right? Because he was always fighting
so
for the
angry
people.
and running.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm glad that we're not just watching that same Lazarus thing for another 15 issues, because I don't think I can handle that.
Yeah,
I don't think I could.
And I don't remember the exact details, but they tried to address that in the end of the last storyline, how he not an epiphany, but he reached some personal evolution point where he was
Mhm.
able to kind of let go of some of the rage.
Yeah. Yeah. This was one of my favorite comics this week.
Yeah, I agree. Just especially the last pages at the end, they've been just sort of slowly doling out and teasing this absolute Lex Luthor interaction, and Brainiac is here just straight murdering people with big saw hands. But Juan's art drawing Brainiac is so great, and I really love this grotesque approach to that character.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Even his art, even on Brainiac transforming into Brainiac, is so interesting that
Mhm.
because it's like little digital butterflies
Pixelation or
that kind of
something.
breaks down. Yeah.
And the lettering does it also.
Yeah. Very cool.
I'm gonna go soft 9 for Absolute Superman number 16.
I'm gonna go a turgid 9.
Turgid 9. I like that. I like that.
Well, geez, I guess I got to go some kind of adjective 9 as well.
Careful.
Be careful, Roman. Careful.
What's your adjective, buddy?
I don't know. I can't think.
Lackadaisical.
To mess it. No, wait, no, that's wrong.
It'll do.
Yeah, go ahead. Go with that.
9 from Stout.
Nice. Okay. All right. Well, in the interest of maybe checking out the other camps, and we've just done some DC discussion. Ultimate Endgame number 2 came out this week by Dennis Camp, which is a pretty big deal. This has art by a couple people, one of whom is the Dodsons. Terry and Rachel Dodson and Jonas Scharf.
I liked both of them.
Yeah, I don't generally love the Dodson's art, but it was like not beating you over the head with it in this, and I thought it was pretty good, and it was a very logical whole sort of sequence.
I think it was a really good use of their kind of slippery style.
Yeah, smooth.
Yeah. I didn't even realize it was Dodson's. I thought it was Phil Noto.
I could see that too.
It was not.
Not
This had some crazy high concept bullshittery in it, and I loved it.
Yeah, it's amazing to me, and I believe I was saying something similar to this last week on the podcast, but it's truly amazing to me how quickly Dennis Camp has elevated his writing to be on par with like the Hickman and Morrisonian sort of science, meta science, fictional conversation where you're just like crazy meta tech and big words, and you just have to sort of quickly skate through it. But there's these cores in it. There's amazing ideas. Like, I feel like he's been influenced by them and would be the first to say that, but it's not like he's trying to write like them. He's there. He's doing it. I love this world of ideas. That's the main thing I wanted to say, Django, is just that this is very meta and science reality on top of it. I'm totally here for it. Roman, are you able to enjoy it, or is it gobbledygook?
I enjoyed the gobbledygook. I love this whole thing with Howard Stark being Immortus and having gone nuts over millennia of fighting the Maker. It's so high concept goofy. I've kind of got lost, and I'm not sure where this fits in with the other Ultimate titles at the moment. I'm liking the Death's Head is in there.
Yeah, that's weird, but it's happening.
Yeah, of all the characters to put in the Ultimate Universe. Oh, look, here's Death's Head, number 28 or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, in a world with no economy, which is also hilarious.
Yeah.
His Stark's dad being basically Kang, right? And tying that back to the armor, which looks a little bit like Kang. That's just so many, like, I don't know. I'd like to see Dennis Camp chart this story that he's been telling. Just like, what does that poster look like?
Yeah.
Where are these circles? Are these triangles? Are they both?
I don't know if he's like English speaking or not. I would love to. I haven't seen interviews
Dennis
with
Camp.
him. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He is? Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I would love to find some interviews with him and hear him talk about this. I mean, I guess I've seen some statements from him, but not like full in-depth interviews. But I'd like to get to know this guy a little bit more.
Yeah. Well, we'll just arrange an interview with you and him. It'll be
I
like
love
an
it.
arranged marriage.
Yeah, I love it. I love
Yeah.
it. Roman, what do you give Ultimate Ingame to?
I give it an 8.
Yeah,
8 Immortuses or 8 Immorti.
I'm gonna go 8.5. I really liked the writing. I didn't love the art, but I really like the concepts that he's playing with.
I'm gonna give it a 9.5. You guys.
Whoa! I'm gonna go 9. I'm a chicken. I mean
I'm
it. 9.
I'm gonna dock it. I'm gonna dock it just a tiny amount because the non-bubble stuff wasn't as interesting to me. But I'll bet that pays off. And
Yeah, the Black Panther stuff
know.
was kind of a chore to get through.
yeah,
Oh yeah. Did you guys also? I mean, I thought it was just because I'm old, but the reporting and the non-bubble stuff.
The Twitter stuff.
That
Twitters.
was so hard to read. Jesus.
that's been present in this, and it's because that's the app that all of the people communicate in. That's how the
Yeah.
Ultimates communicate. I usually don't love like modern tech storytelling like that, but I think it works really well in this for me.
It does. It's just hard for me to read it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the middle there. It's a little bit, as far as that execution for it, it's pretty good, all things considered, but as a device, it's kind of difficult.
Can we stay in that universe and you tell us a little bit about Ultimate Wolverine, Joe?
Oh, heck yeah. Ultimate Wolverine. I mean, I don't have a ton to say about this one. It's just that we're marching towards the end of this whole Ultimate X-Men corner of the universe. Wolverine and Phoenix equivalent robot lady they're on the hunt for Magic, who's been hiding in Limbo because, Magic can go there, and they're trying to track her down. That's a mystery for them. But in this one, we get what looks like Ultimate Lady Deathstrike shows up. And so she's pretty cool. But they're like, oh, we've got a definitive lock on where Illyana is now. So, it's maybe dragging out a little bit long here in these last couple episodes or issues. Roman, are you reading this?
I fell off pretty early.
Okay. Well, it had a really slow start, but once it hit like 4 or 5, and it really was the X-Men book, I thought it really picked up. But this is, it's down to a lot of them have been killed, and it's just Wolverine here, and they're working on getting to a final battle.
Nice.
So yeah, I would give Ultimate Wolverine an 8.0.
That's not bad.
No.
That's a good comic.
It's a good book. It's a good book.
I fell off so early.
Yeah, I'm surprised because it's Chris Condon.
And Wolverine. I like both of those things. Sorry, he's a person.
He's a person. So, Roman, I just want to say that, and I know you don't have your copy with you, but Amazing Spider-Man 21 came out. This has been kind of a mess in terms of the number of artists on it. The pencilers were John Romita Jr. and Todd Knock. The inkers are Scott Hanna and Todd Knock. And the colorists are Marcio Menez, Marta Gracia, and Eric Arciniega. So there are a lot of people doing different things on this, and it shows from page to page. But we're largely done with... I've been enjoying the Joe Kelly Spider-Man run. Pretty good amount. But there was that like Hellgate guy, and then he like punched Spider-Man like into space or something. And I didn't really see that, or it didn't make sense when it happened. But we've spent months now with Spider-Man Off-World and a bunch of people pretending to be Spider-Man to fill in for him. Spider-Man's getting a gold costume. We're alternating worlds that we're following in the issues coming out. I think it's been a really weird thing for however many issues it's been going. And I'm very excited that in this one, Peter shows back up, and hopefully we can kind of start having Spider-Man stories again. Roman, what did you think about this?
I agree. I mean, I was actually liking the Peter in space stuff. Maybe, I don't know, depend on the issue, maybe a little more than the Norman Osborn as Spider-Man stuff. But yeah, I'm glad Peter's back on Earth, back in New York. I'm curious if his alien kind of girlfriend came with him or not, because I can't remember how they resolved things with that. And I'm glad to see. It had to happen sooner or later. I'm glad that Norman's. Or wait, except that was a trick, wasn't it? the goblin kind of resurfacing, but
there was some definite seeming like goblins resurfacing, but he does have a sort of triumphant moment of I'm going to be a guy who tries to be one day better than I was yesterday or something. But like it's been several years now of this reformed Norman, right? So
yeah, but we all know Norman Osborn can try in one hand
and throw pumpkin palm in the other.
Poop in the other.
Oh,
which one fills up first?
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I like the pumpkin bomb. Think better.
I was just trying.
This is a family podcast.
Yeah,
ish.
Pumpkin bomb. So yeah, I gave. Thank you.
Bomb.
I gave Amazing Spider-Man number 21 a 7.0.
7.0.
Yeah. That sounds good. I'll give it a 7. Sure.
2 7s from you boys, and I'm going to give your Poopkin Bomb joke a 9.
That's. Oh, I was going to say a 10.
You liked it. It.
I would say a 9. Really, I should give it a 2, but it's going to be a 9. I like a number 2, Jeff.
Yeah, I know you do.
Can we talk about?
I think that's the last one we really need
Batman
to.
Just for a minute,
especially after the cliffhanger of issue 5.
This was so much fun.
Yeah.
This, like Matt Fraction, Jorge Jimenez, and last issue, spoiler alert, Batman's on a date. It goes poorly with ninjas trying to kill his date because she's a very smart doctor. And then she sees Damian call Bruce Wayne father. And then there's this amazing scene in the very beginning of this issue where she's under the impression that Bruce is still just Bruce and he lets his kid go out and be Robin with that dude Batman, who's not Bruce. And the way that it's illustrated, just them sitting there in the shiny blankets on the back of an ambulance and Bruce trying to kind of catch up with this misconception that she has. I just really enjoyed that 3-page interaction.
Dude, 3 full pages of 8-panel pages of both of them sitting in the same, it reminded me of the kind of thing you'd get in Tom King's Batman run, which you don't get outside of Tom King. I loved it.
Yeah. And then the rest of the issue, also lots of fun, lots of, what we've come to expect here, which is a brightly colored Batman suit.
I love the Batman suit.
I think the Batman suit is pretty good.
Roman, what do you think?
I'm ready to get rid of the bright blue trunks, and it's too bright. The blues are too bright.
But don't you have any love for the Neil Adams Batman?
I do, but
why do you hate Neil Adams? He can't even defend himself.
It's about Neil Adams and you, man.
But even Neil Adams' Batman wasn't this bright blue. I mean, I like his.
Yeah, it was. He had yellow.
I like his blades that pop out of his arm thingies, and that's fun. But mainly, I just don't like the bright blue trunks. They're too bright. Too bright. He looks like a wrestler.
I really like it. Outside of my questioning of just sort of like, do the people of Gotham sort of like, oh, Batman's switched to a light blue. Oh, I remember when he was like that about 9 years ago. Yeah, he was killing people with that. Okay, yeah. But whatever. Like, I think it's great. I love the look of this outside of the questioning of how much money it costs for him to invest in changing a costume like this. We also get some pretty huge stuff with Tim Drake in this. Tim Drake decides he wants to step aside from being Robin in the Bat Fam because he and Bernard, he wants to invest in that relationship, which I think is really cool.
I think it's really that he doesn't have his coolest costume ever, which was his first costume anymore.
Yeah, it's a really good costume, but he's got Bernard.
Yeah. Okay. So big spoilers here.
Uh-oh.
Last page. I think what we're seeing is the Doctor hanging out with Joker in a Bacta tank.
Oh, you think it's Joker? Oh, because of Hush?
I don't know. Is it Hush? Is it the Heart of Apocalypse? Is it the Heart of Hush?
Well, I wanted to.
We don't know when this is taking place.
Do we have any leads on when we think or who we think this character is in the tank?
I mean, he's got white skin and green words,
Yeah.
which
Computer.
makes me think Joker. But I guess we don't know for sure.
Well, and it's that like a computer is gathering his tech, his thoughts and displaying on a monitor.
Yeah,
It could just be that it's, computer text.
that's true.
Yeah, we don't know who this is. Django, that's smart. I haven't thought about it. Technically, in Hush 2, Joker was shot, and so is maybe dead, although
We got issues and issues to go.
DCKO has got a very much alive Joker in it. Yeah, I think that, like, this is pretty much current day, I would think. Like, Tim leaving is not something that's been explored other places, so it's got to be
Right.
the bleeding edge, as we refer to it in CSA.
Yeah, hard to say.
I really like the way Damien responded to Tim leaving.
Yeah.
He's like, Dame, and he's like, I don't have anything to say to you, quitter. And which is just that wonderful, like, he's hurt and he's lashing out because he's sad that his brother is leaving.
Yeah.
Humans.
I want to ask you guys, because I can't remember from the previous issue, who is this in the limo holding this
Body.
wrapped up dead body?
I had the same question. When we get to the end, there's like a kind of dramatic shot of that person. And I was like, okay, well, what is this?
Yeah, and Penguin's in the same limo, maybe?
Yeah.
With these other people? I'm not sure.
Yeah, there's a conversation in there. And they're talking to Hugo Strange on the phone. Like that guy with the body is talking to Hugo Strange.
Yeah. What's all that?
I don't know.
Who's in
Yeah,
that?
I don't remember.
Who's wrapped up there?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no.
Looks like just a gangster whose child has been killed in the gang war, right?
Probably, right? That's a big Batman move. It has been wonderfully kind of isolated stories in each issue, but there's very much a through line of things going on. Was it issue 2 or 3 when that kid gets the video of them trying to frame Batman? Like, that's been slowly moving forward, which I think is a really great example of Matt Fraction employing that sort of ABC plot, which is very cool to see. And, makes me feel like there's going to be a long time on this story. So between the Tim stuff and whatever's going on with this lady and the date night stuff, I'm really here for it, you guys. This is a great run so far.
Have you guys seen that? Did you notice that box is sticking around? So on page 3,
I did. I just flipped through to see if it ever showed her with it again or anything.
I think that it shows back up 2 pages from the end.
What do we think it is?
I feel like there was some teasing about that in the previous issue. Maybe it was a gift that he brought her.
Okay.
That's that cube of whatever that
unobtainium.
Metal.
Oh, right. Yeah, he gave it to her in the previous one.
Yeah.
And because it's like incredibly valuable, but he was just like, yeah, it's whatever. Yeah.
I think it's mentioned once in here somewhere.
Good pull.
Cool stuff. Good comic. 9.5 from me.
9.5 for me, and I think maybe my book of the week.
Boy, I did love the story. Yeah, 9.
Love that bright blue costume, just gorgeous.
It's so bright and perfectly
cover,
acceptable.
I think it's on the cover that his trunks, his left bat buttock, it's just so center in the cover. I just can't stop looking at it. It's too bright.
That is an interesting angle, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a really odd angle. Yeah, I was just noticing that same thing.
Yeah, good stuff. Hey, before we go, can I show you guys something that I got?
CSA improvement?
No.
Oh,
I finally got my new license plates.
Fnord.
It says Fnords.
I really like that reference. I think that's a very good one. And
I don't get it.
The 1 in 100 people that know what it is are really gonna like it, and that's what it's all about.
I'm gonna really excite the Robert Anton Wilson Facebook group. Roman, it's Fnords. It's the Illuminati inserts them into newspapers. They're words that you can't read, but they evoke an emotion. And until you've become enlightened, you can't even see them. You just have this emotional reaction to the words in newspapers.
Wow, but I read that, so that means I'm part of the enlightened.
Truly blessed.
I don't know.
Cool.
How do you feel?
Truly blessed.
Totally.
Hey, everybody, thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks, James Burke, for shouting out links to each of the issues as we were going through here. That was sweet of you. I hope people got excited about some things that maybe they didn't read, or they at least feel more informed. I'm going to tell you, everybody, I was looking at the boxes downstairs that arrived today, and next week's a doozy.
Oh, good. Good. I like doozy weeks.
Yeah. It's gonna be a big one. So thank you very much for listening. If you are just listening, a reminder, you can also visually view this. What just happened? If you want to be able to get that eye candy, which is what we refer to Django's hair as, eye candy. He's got a beautiful aesthetic, and then Roman, the beautiful bird with the shirt and the ice cream mat of hair. We're here for it. So you can get
and Purple Jeff. Don't forget Purple Jeff.
Gonna be red soon. And you can watch this live on Facebook while we were recording it each weekend, usually at 7:30, one of the days. And if you are not able to make that very strict appointment time, you can always find them on our YouTube feed, The Comics Place. Check them out. It's a little bit more fun to watch than listen. But I will say that with Django gone, needing to drive and talk and juggle all those images, it makes me real happy that my big buddy is back.
You recorded all the scores too at the same time, right?
Oh no, I made it a point of telling you to get your pen out.
Oh, I'm gonna have to listen to that episode.
Go through, yeah, exactly. Is there anything else worth mentioning, Roman? I'm so glad you showed up and that your internet's been largely holding out the last handful of weeks.
It's been fantastic. Speaking of which, can I just do a quick shout out for Planet of the Apes?
Absolutely.
Planet of the Apes versus Fantastic Four #1, which is presented as a what if story, and the Watcher introduces it. This is Marvel and 20th Century Studios. This was a fun comic. Starts off with the FF on trial in front of an ape council and tells how he got there in flashbacks. And it's just fun having Dr. Zaius is putting them on trial and like matching wits with Reed. And it's just goofy fun.
Dr. Zaius. Yep.
I'll give it a 7.5. 7.6 even.
Oh, Django, can you get that granular on the...
Oh my god, hang on, let me just type this
Let
here.
me code this in for you to 0.1s and
out of 10, and then we display it. There you go, Roman. There's your 7.6.
Oh boy, thanks.
Very
Django.
much looking forward. In 2 weeks from now, Django and I will be packing up and headed to Comics Pro in wonderful Glendale, California, where we will get to hang out with comic retailers and record a bunch of live episodes like we always do.
Data Bros is coming back, by the way.
Bros,
so
we recorded. It's there for you.
Yeah, that should be up again real soon. So keep an eye on the Data Bros podcast feed. If you don't, you'll never know what you missed out on.
Yeah. Enamel pens are coming.
Oh yeah.
They look good.
Just for our fans.
All right, everybody. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. It was a pleasure and a joy. Roman, I love you. Django, you know I love you. Thanks for hanging out, guys. I'm excited to talk comics again. Getting better.
Impressed with it. Not very impressed with the way I said impressed.
That was just a little audio gag for you, Django.
Yeah, I could do that in my cheek too.